top albums of the 21st century, I have 25 albums. I was really inspired by Steve Carlton's episode. He did it by year, and I'm like, okay, I can kind of do that. I can kind of think about like what was the favorite album of the year. I have a few that are like multiple of the year, but pretty much this is going back in time in memory lane, and so I'll probably share a little too much information about my life. If you're new to my channel, my name is Monica. I've been collecting from 2010, but I didn't really get into it until I started sharing here on YouTube in the year 2019. So welcome to my channel. I have a ton of episodes you can see. All right, so this episode I'm just gonna focus on every year, so I hope I can keep track. Okay, the year 2000, you have Coldplay Parachutes. This album was a lifesaver for me. It was the parachute that I needed. It was in the era of the Britney Spears and the Christina Aguilera, and yeah, that was all fun. It was manufactured. I wanted something real authentic, and then here comes Coldplay. They were real, authentic, moody. This was released in 2001. This is The Shins. And Natalie Portman shared this album with me while on Garden State. I take my music very personal, so she's the one that I guess is Zach Braff technically who introduced me to the Shins, and I went backlogged once I discovered them, and this is their 2001 release, and I love all their stuff. They just have a very fun freshness to it and reminds me of that time. And then again in 2002 you have Coldplay, A Blood Rush to the Head. This was a fantastic following album of what we just had. We were onto something new and fun. The DVD version of this is just amazing. It'll change your life. Okay, now we're in 2003. Postal Service. I did have this album. I had the CD Burnt. Because I didn't buy music back then. I didn't have any money. I was in college, and my friend Anthony introduced me to the Postal Service. It was a mix of rock music mixed with electronica. He's making music on his computer, and Such Great Heights is one of my favorite songs. But 2004, you have Explosions in the Sky, Friday Night Lights. This whole soundtrack is amazing. It really is. It just transports you to a whole different world. This is a band from Austin, Texas, and I saw them a few times live. They played and did the most fantastic show. I had my eyes closed the whole time because the music was so good. But then I saw them at a festival, and the sound, something was off. Then 2005, you have Bright Eyes, and Bright Eyes is kind of like Death Cab for Cutie rock, but he has that great song, The First Day of My Life. Then we have, 2006, that's what's messing me up. 2006 isn't here because I was always with friends, and we're always in the car, and they had their music. And my friend Leah loved Bjorn, Peter and Bjorn, that one song, Young Folks, and we listened to that endlessly going to the beach. So that was the album of the year, 2006. I don't have any other idea of 2006. I tried looking around. Oh, Cat Power is another one that I saw. And Camera Obscure, she was popular in 2006 too. Okay, 2007, I come back from Australia. I don't have a job. I finally find a job. And I'm listening to NPR while I'm working at my boring job. And the Great Lake Swimmers comes on with the interview. There is a light. And I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. It's acoustic folky, but yet rock. And There Is a Light is the most beautiful song ever. They're still making music to this day, and I'm a big fan of them. 2007, In Rainbows, Radiohead. This is another, I connected with my friends I was hanging out with, and I started hanging out with my friends Carlos and Nathan and like Mike. I miss them. You know, I haven't seen them in a long time. They're married, they have kids, but we all used to hang out like almost every day, going out to coffee shops, going out to the beach. And then you have MGMT. Like this defined my personality basically. This, like, I'm a kid never gonna grow up. It's MGMT. This is like electronica pop rock. So good. M83, love them. I have all their stuff. And this is different from all the other stuff. This is the like indie pop rock. And this is probably the most popular as well. 2008. And again, I'm showing a lot of 2008s because Steve Carlson on his episode had no 2008s. I'm like, there was good music then. Crystal Castles, oh, electronica, rock, scream music. It expresses what I cannot, and that is screaming. It's so good. You might like it, but it's one of my top favorites. And I looked forever for this vinyl, finally found it on, I think they repressed it. That's the only reason why I found it. Another 2008 amazing album is Empire of the Sun, Walking on a Dream. This song went viral recently, and it just made a resurgence because now we got a 2004 repressing. I was able to get it on vinyl. I love this album. I downloaded a few tracks, so I didn't hear the whole album back then, but listening to it now, I really enjoy it. And then also Bon Iver, For Emma, Forever Ago. This album is like the ultimate breakup album. It's so good. It really put them on the map, and this is another 2008 classic. 2009, you have the XX. This is such a fun album. They're a band from Norway, and my friend was living in Norway, and he sent me a link. He's like, you have to listen to this. Mark, he was another good music friend, and he sent me X, and I was hooked ever since that intro. It's so good. This is the music I fell in love with. This is Local Natives. My group of friends loved this band. We would go see them in bars in LA and Silver Lake, and I would have just great memories of Local Natives. Probably their best album. I've followed them, and yeah, they've evolved and they've done different stuff, but I don't know, this was it. This captured what it was like living in LA. 2010. I love 2010. That was just the beginning of like later 20s, and I was just finding myself. I felt so sure of myself. I'm loving my job. I'm loving where I'm at. I'm loving like my friends, and Teen Dream, Beach House. Love this album as well. I just can't get enough of like, this is the music I fell in love with. And then Washed Out. Oh, I fell in love with Washed Out. And this is when I met Gus, my husband. And I fell in love with Gus, and we fell in love with this album, and we went to Portland. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful time. But Washed Out, this is that electronica, dreamy pop, bedroom pop, I guess, obviously bedroom pop. So this is another favorite of mine. And then we go into 2012. Bloom, another Beach House favorite. I love this era, and I love this album. It's just so many great memories. 2013, Daft Punk. Oh my gosh. They also have a great album that was released in 2001, but I didn't later hear that until later on. Okay, so Daft Punk, Get Lucky, Lose Yourself. I'm saying this for everything, but this whole album is so fantastic. It is beyond great. That's one of the songs, Beyond. 2014, we have War, Lost in a Dream. I remember when I first heard this, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're on the, like, rock is coming back. I really felt excited that this was a rock band, and they're having like, it kind of had like an old sound to it, 2014. And this kind of made me excited about music again. Sufjan Stevens, Carrie and Lowell. This is the most depressing but yet healing album you'll ever hear. If you're ever grieving, this is the one to listen to. I still enjoy it. Ooh, the lyrics. It's so deep. I love this stuff. 2015. 2016, me and Gus get married, and we're honeymooners in a little apartment downtown. What a fun era. M83 junk. I know. What a fun era. And Gus is like, yeah, you had to go mess it up and have babies. I wanted kids. I'm sorry. So this album reminds me of moving in and getting settled in. Great songs as well. It's different than all their other M83 stuff, but I really loved where they were going. Fleet Fox released another album in 2017, I think this is, and I was so excited. I wasn't buying vinyl, and I'm like, I gotta get the vinyl of this. And me and Gus moved in together, we were married, and he had a record player and a great system set up for us, so I started buying records again. Okay, in 2018, I had my child, so I was a bit busy, but I remember getting this album and being very excited. This is Florence and the Machine, released in 2018. And I was slowly getting into vinyl, so I was so excited to own the physical copy. And then an album I really enjoyed was Beach House again. This is number 7. I later got this when I was able to, but I had the digital download, and this was actually my first time listening to an album and trying to do a review. I did a review video. I didn't have any following back then, and so it didn't really do well. But I remember just really analyzing it and enjoying that process. I figured, you know what, instead of streaming, I'm gonna just save all my streaming money and buy one album. That was the goal. One album every so often. Bon Iver released I, and I had to have it, and it's a fantastic album. I loved all the artwork that it came with, and the booklet, and the experience, and I kind of fell in love with vinyl again. I just started buying it. 2020 hit, and Tame Impala released Borderline. No, this is the Slow Rush, but the song Borderline is my favorite. It's so good. You know, he released something recently and it wasn't quite as good. Made me a little worried about that. But fantastic album, 2020, and then the new Abnormal. I thought this just encapsulated what we're going through perfectly. The new Abnormal by The Strokes, and this is fun, and it's produced by Rick Rubin, who's like the creative guru. 2021, I'm making my YouTube channel. I'm sharing all my music. So Beach House, I had to get this one if I'm sharing my music. It was, I think, a little pricey, but I got it. It comes with a booklet and all this artwork, and it's just a classic Beach House experience. 2022, oh, the years are flying by. We're already in 2022. Odessa, The Last Goodbye. I ordered this, I pre-ordered. Now I'm starting to like be aware of like when things are being released. This is electronica, kind of dance, but not so much dance. But fantastic album. 2023. You guys are telling me about music in 2023 and Slow Dive. You guys told me like, hey, you gotta check them out. They just came up with the new album. So I fell in love with their stuff. I even backlogged and got some of their other stuff. And they're shoegazy. I love shoegazy stuff. So good. 2024, Empire of the Sun comes back. And I really thought they were gone. Like in 2008, like I have all their other albums. I should have mentioned them. But this album hit. I love this album. Every song is so good. And I saw them live, and I just fell in love with them all over again. So this was my favorite one, Ask the Gods, and fantastic album. 2025, here we are. I don't know, but you know what? My nephew just shared with me an album, and I like it. She's jazzy pop. Her name, I don't even know how to pronounce her name. She's from Iceland. Leif, from my nephew, said, you're gonna love her. And I looked her up. She's from Iceland. She's a real artist. And yeah, she sounds like Cinderella to me. She's a great artist. Okay, time to go. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I'm gonna get Enzo some cereal, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe. Say like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.